Mask Network. So Mask Network is bringing privacy to social media. Their extension is actually very, very clever. And it is one where the team have done some really incredible things, and I want to talk about what the team have actually done so far. I want to talk about possible risk the Mask may have moving forward, along with looking at the history of its chart and seeing where the price can go in this video. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you are new here, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. When I did the videos, I showed myself buying these coins up. The reason for that is I expected they were going to make me a lot of money. If you'd done the same, popped $100, let's say, into each one, when I released the videos, you'd have gotten in at these prices. All you would have had to do is sit on these coins for 16 months and then sell them, and you'd have been able to sell it at these prices. And your total profit in under a year and a half would have been over 123 grand. Now, in under a year and a half, that's a house. The downside at the moment is you do not have that long. We're already in a bull cycle, and if you are not sure about the coins that you own, if you're not confident in the coins that you own, now is the time to do something about it, because if you're looking at waiting 4 or 5 months, you're going to end up watching a lot of people making great money in crypto while you don't. If that's you, head on over to copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share my portfolio with my members. So whenever I buy or sell any coin, I tell my members what coin I'm buying and at what price. Whenever I sell, I tell my members what coin I'm selling and at what price. This means my members get in and out of crypto, same price as me, so they make the same profit, but they don't have to do any work at all. And if that sounds good to you, pause this video now, have a look at the site. You'll see what my members have earned, you'll see the testimonials, you can watch the videos, and you can verify it all because it's all on the history of this channel. And if you like what you see, guys, try the service out. So Mask Network. Mask Network, let's start off with who the founders are. So this was a startup founded by Suji Yan. Prior to founding Mask, he had founded Dimension.im, which is a series of products meant to advocate for social liberty along the cypherpunk movement, specifically right of cryptography and freedom of interpretation. Now, Mask is a protocol that basically allows people to send encrypted messages over Twitter and Facebook. So it acts as a bridge between the internet and the decentralized network on top of it. What this means is basically people have their privacy when they want to send, encrypted messages means no one can actually see them. When they launched in July of 2019, the first use case was allowing Facebook and Twitter users to encrypt posts on the social media platform. They then ended up raising $2 million in a funding round in November 2020, then a further $3 million in February 2021. And Mask Network basically offers the ability to fund Gitcoin grant campaigns directly from Twitter, which, again, nice idea because effectively you're crowdfunding potentially good ideas via a social media platform. It's a clever concept. And what makes Mask unique is that it allows users to add a level of privacy to all their online interactions, letting users to send encrypted messages to friends, send and receive crypto and share files and interact with dApps all on a decentralized level. This is a very clever idea and it's been working a treat. It's been working an absolute treat. Now, all of the coins are out. The 100 million supply is totally out, which is good. That means you're not going to get a huge dump on the market. And as a concept, really clever, really adds a real legitimate use case to things like Twitter, things like Facebook. Now, there is a risk here. And the risk fundamentally for Mask Network potentially can come from governments. I think it is unlikely for Mask, but we have seen over the past couple of years the EU have really clamped down on privacy coins. They're not allowed to be traded in European Union countries. The reason for this is obviously government fear-mongering around money laundering and terrorism. But they don't do this with banks because, even though most of money laundering globally happens through banks, most Funding of terrorism happens through bank accounts. We don't see the same clampdown on banks because banks are work with governments and they're transparent. And privacy coins hide information. The whole idea of privacy is it's meant to be an innate right. It's something governments no longer believe anyone deserves the right to. That's why they spy on citizens. And the fact that we have seen Moneros of the world and pirate chains of the world, Zens of the world, we've seen so many privacy coins that are just now no longer tradable in European countries or within jurisdiction of the EU. And what this does is potentially cause a future problem for Mask. Mask is about privacy, and it is about encrypting messages, and it is about sending crypto. And those things could be problematic down the line. Because what have the EU as an example, and I don't think it's specifically just EU, I could see, hopefully America aren't going to get to that point. Rights seem to be a far more important thing for American citizens than they seem to be for European citizens. But if we see governments start clamping down, the reality is that Mask lets users send encrypted messages to friends, send and receive crypto, and share files. All of those things could easily be fear-mongered as, we can't see what they're doing. They're funding terrorism. They can't see what they're doing. They're coordinating some plan of attack. It's very possible that we see a world where the EU, the government of the EU, or the EU government, Parliament, or America possibly start highlighting Mask as a risk. I hope that isn't the case. We do not want to see any innovations crushed because of government BS, but it is a possibility, and it is something people need to bear in mind. I do think it's more unlikely because it's more to do with social media, but anything is possible in crypto, and anything is possible with governments. We know this. Another downside for Mask, I suppose, is that they are on all the big exchanges. They're not going to get some huge listing bounce. They're already on Binance. They're already on Coinbase. So they're not going to all of a sudden do a 4 or 5x. They're, by listing. So the growth that they're going to have is going to be based on organic growth, whether that is people using Mask more or just high volumes in trading, whether it is Mask go on this concerted effort of drawing new users in, which I think should be done. I think they've actually got a solution here that we should all be very fond of. And if that is the case, if they do this concerted sort of effort to really draw in new users, we could see some serious growth here because it is a very good product, effectively. It allows privacy in a world where we struggle for privacy. And there's certainly a belief about this, 13,800 holders on Ethereum. You've got 12,500 holders on BSC, 5,000 on Polygon. And I can't read Chinese, I'm afraid. 13,800 on OKLink. That might just be that. Either way, good amount of holders. Now, probably less than what we would expect for a market cap of this size, but it's not by huge amounts. People are definitely using this as a solution. In the bear cycle, it dropped to real lows of $1.10. And so far this year, it's ran up to $6 or so. So it's not done badly. Obviously, it's had a pullback so far. I do think there is a world where Mask can get up to comfy past double digits. When we look at the reality, Mask hit an all-time high of $97.92. Now, obviously, that was around launch time. That was February of 2024. I think that was the day of launch. Yeah, that was day of launch. So you do see the sporadic bursts on day of launch. But I do think there is a world for Mask where it can get to $20, maybe even $40. But the big job really is getting new users. And something that like an external event that could really affect Mask would be a hack of one of these major platforms. Like if there was a hack on Twitter, if there was a hack on Facebook, if there was a hack on any social media platform, there is a high likelihood that we would see something like Mask really rally. And that would be because you would see a lot of, if there was a hack, you would see messages get into the ether, everyone will be able to see what's happened. People's private messages could be shared around, and all of a sudden, a solution that provides encryption that no one can see could be a real rallying point. People could get very excited about that as like, okay, I'll use, from now on, I still want to use Twitter, even though it got hacked, but I will use Mask for all my messaging. And maybe that would cause quite a significant rally for Mask. If they don't do a concerted marketing campaign where they try and get new users, I think they are going to struggle in terms of price. I think there's such a good use case here. And I do think this will reach double digits once again. If they really nail down a good marketing campaign, this should hit at least $20, and I think $40 could easily be on the cards. But again, right now, that's massively speculative, because the amount of people using it and the holders is not reflective of a $4 billion project, which, if it was to hit $40, 40 times the circulating supply of 100 million makes $4 billion. I just don't think it's there yet. So a real focused marketing campaign, and I think this can bang. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. If you're a Mask holder, is there any concern from your end about possible government intervention against some, like a Mask as an example? Let me know in the comments. And guys, we're in a bull cycle right now. If you are not happy with your portfolio, if you're uncertain about it in any way, it is time to do something about it. Get onto copymycrypto.com, have a look at what my members have earned since joining the site. Have a look at the successes we have had. Read the testimonials, watch the videos. Everything on the site is public record. Copymycrypto.com is where I share the coins I own with my members. When I buy or sell any coin, I tell my members what coin and at what price. This means there's no work for my members. They make the exact same profit as me. If you are in a situation where you either don't have a portfolio or you really are not confident in what you have, it is time to do something about it. Because otherwise, if you're waiting, 4 or 5 months, you're going to end up watching everyone else make money in these markets whilst you don't. That is not a position anyone wants to be in. And if that is you, get onto the site now, read through it all, watch the vids, verify it all, and maybe try out the service. Because if that is you, it will be able to help you out. And that's it from me. Have a good day. See you in the next vid. Bye-bye.